Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Greenbrier Golf Course, Sage Lake Road, Lupton. You'll love this beautiful, professionally designed 18-hole course with a bogey golfer in mind. From pro to beginner, Greenbrier will have you returning for more. Enjoy the watered fairways, driving range, full-service restaurant, bar with Wi-Fi, and gift shop. Greenbrier, Sage Lake Road, Lupton. Discount Foods Downtown Mayo. Find national name brand foods and merchandise at sharply discounted prices. Shop the smart way and please the family without breaking the budget. Discount Foods Downtown Mayo. Hinchman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo. Catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Clemex Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mayo, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemex Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemex on Mapes Road, Mayo. Hello, welcome to Michigan Magazine. I'm Barry Stutzman. Glad you could join us. On this week's show, we're thinking honey in the morning, honey in the evening, honey at supper time, as we visit a family-operated honey farm in Mikado, Michigan, that not only collects and processes delicious homegrown honey, but has developed an impressive and amazing line of products made from their honey. We're heading to Harmony Acres Honey Farm. Then our Michigan Magazine Museum crew is heading out on another of their Michigan day trips to discover an amazing Michigan that can be explored in a day. From Cummins to Sault Ste Marie, amazing Antlers Restaurant is their final stop. The next best thing to Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's all coming up this week on Michigan Magazine. Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection at MichiganPaddlesports.com. It's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com.
Our recent travels down the back roads of northeastern Lower Michigan, not far from Harrisville and US 23, has proved to be an exciting journey. From soap making in nearby Killmaster to stone oven baking just outside of Mikado, today's stop at the family-run bee and honey farm known as Harmony Acres. Harmony Acres is owned by Chuck and Mary Harmon, who started their business a few years after Chuck's love of homemade honey led him into raising bees for his own private honey stock. Soon, the hobby of bee raising and honey making began growing at an alarming rate, and a unique sequence of events occurred that placed the Harmon family into the full-time honey-making business, shipping not just honey, but a full line of honey-based products across the country to a rapidly growing list of consumers.
You start out with 4 hives, and then you have 6 hives, and then you have 8 hives, and all of a sudden we had too much honey for family and friends to give away. So I suggested to him, if we're going to do this as a hobby, let's try to sell some of it commercially, you know, and try to recoup on our hobby, the money invested. So we went. It was rather interesting. We just no sooner made the decision, and one of the local beekeepers decided to go out of business. So we bought him out. Within 2 weeks, the other local beekeeper went out of business, and we bought him out, and we went from this big to this big overnight. So we've been struggling to keep up. Real success. We decided, because we do work with forest industry, we have a logging business, that we were going to do a value added and not just sell our honey as honey. And so when we were building the new honey house, we added a licensed kitchen so I could make all of these products.
Oh my, and I see you have a bunch of products here.
Yes.
I tell you. Peach jam, honey and peach jam. Tell us a bit about honey and peach jam, Mary.
Okay, well, it started out, I originally wanted to use all honey to replace any sugar in my jams. And I worked and worked on it, contacted the ball company, and they worked on it from their end, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't get them to set. So what we did then is I worked with them, and we developed recipe by recipe. I spent a whole winter developing all these recipes.
Raspberry.
That's our flagship. I sell lots and lots of that. It's made out of a purple raspberry.
Honey plum.
Plum.
Strawberry. Pineapple.
The pineapple and the strawberry is probably one of the only fruits that is not a Michigan fruit. We pride ourselves in using all Michigan things.
Michigan products.
All Michigan products. We've only been in business. This is the beginning of our 3rd year is all.
My goodness.
And so I've added more and more fruits.
And, gift boxes of all kinds of neat stuff. Honey mustard. Now, can you taste the honey? Actually, taste the honey in these products?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or is it just a little drop of this and you can't taste it?
It's a sizable amount. I consume quite a bit of our own honey, and these. Matter of fact, this year we produced about 7,000 pounds this last year of honey alone, and we're tripling that this year because our demand is so much now for honey because of all the products I make.
No problem raising honey, no problem raising the bees these days?
Our problem the last week has been a big 4-footed creature that was within 10 feet of this honey house 5 days ago. A black bear.
A black bear. They love honey, don't they?
Yes, they do. And the little larva in the hives.
Yeah. And they just, and it's hard to keep them away, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So you might have to get the DNR out here to
We already have had them out here, yeah.
That'll take care. Well, I see you've got somebody did a painting or a mural, huh?
We just had this mural painted on here about a month ago, and we did this tongue-in-cheek, but all of a sudden after the last week it's not quite as humorous as it was a month ago.
They
can do a job in a hurry.
Damage, Barbecue sauce.
Made with honey.
Made with honey. Never heard of it. Never.
Oh, wonderful. Matter of fact, we now have it in the gallons because I have many businesses now that contacted me and want to use it because they liked it, so I upped the size into a big
I have never seen products like you're producing here anyplace else with honey as the main base to it.
Well, when we originally started out and designed this building, remembering that the 2 other beekeepers were still in business, I knew that I had to do something a little bit different to have some of the market share because they had pretty much the honey market locked up. So that's why we originally started on this, and then it has just absolutely bloomed out of that.
Very creative, true entrepreneurs. And then you've got, what else we got here? You've got...
Those are still, this is a really popular one. This is a new one I came up with last year. It's a jalapeno grill glaze. And you use it on grill, on fish or pork. I don't know how many cases of that we go through a month.
Really?
Oh, a lot.
So you've got honey tart cherry jam, honey apricot, honey bosoberry. Oh my goodness.
These are different here too.
The what?
Now, these are flavored honeys. The natural honeys we keep separate over there, but last fall, we started something using a natural oil and mixing it with the honey and coming up with raspberry flavored honey and cinnamon flavored and orange flavored, and we have 13 different kinds, and these are really, really popular. We move a lot of these flavored honeys.
Does this surprise you, Chuck?
Oh, yeah.
Pure Harmony Acres honey. And you do all the rest of this, and it has just multiplied. Isn't that neat? That is something.
Everything in here is based on honey. If we can't put honey in a product, then we don't make the product because we're a honey business. We have the creamed honeys. Now the new thing we've done this year, and Ann takes credit for that. Ann came to work a year ago. She works with me. Very creative gal. She does a lot of my packaging.
Oh, that's
but
neat.
She also does the new cosmetics. We have a beauty line over here. We make soaps and shampoos and lotions and lip balm.
Guaranteed to clean your hair and you'll... How's the song go? Honey in the morning, honey in the evening, honey at supper time. Oh, won't be my honey, I love you all the time, or something like that. Rain and Shine shampoo with Honey Acres, handmade. Well, that is just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Can we sample some of this stuff that you're talking about?
Absolutely.
In particular, the honey with the cinnamon. Is this good? Let's find out. Honey and cinnamon. Oh my. How do you do it? You're going to give me the secret formula? No.
No, I'm sorry. I love and respect you, but no, my recipes don't go any farther.
My goodness,
but we just experimented. Yes. We make all of our boxes for our gift packages out of wood, and all the wood is Michigan wood, It's wood we've harvested off our logging job, and I hire people to make the crates for me.
Okay, I thought maybe Chuck made them.
No, we've run out of time.
All right. Well, let's take a walk back here. Mary and Chuck, this right here is a byproduct of the honey.
Yes, it is.
Explain.
Solid beeswax. As we extract, and we only extract once a year in the fall, we decap the top of the cells, and that's to open those cells up so we can put it through the extractor. All those cappings that are taken off, we put it through a wax melter. We clean it. It's actually cleaned twice, and then that's what Ann does in the wintertime while I'm cooking in the kitchen, because I handle the kitchen part. Ann does our creative stuff, and the candles are getting very popular.
Is this something that you would like to see multiply into where you have a lot of employees, or you want to keep it small and quaint?
No, I'd like to keep it small and quaint. I'm past the stage of ever desiring to be a millionaire. I want to do something I really enjoy. And Chuck too, and we really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that there's a niche for specialty things, you know.
Yeah.
Especially in the kitchen when you make jams. When you go real big quantities, then you sacrifice flavor.
Yeah.
So we want to keep it smaller and have a really unique item.
Yeah.
That's our intent. We'd like to present this to you for your museum.
Oh,
That's a representation of all of the products that we make
all
here.
The products
from
you make.
The candles.
Well, I'll tell you, Mary, I want to thank you so much, and Chuck, and Ann, Harmon. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
And I accept this on behalf of Barry Stutzman. And we're going to put this in a place in a museum where people can come by and say, hey, I remember seeing that on Michigan Magazine.
And it's all from Michigan.
And it's all from Michigan. Thank you so much for being part of Michigan Magazine.
You're welcome.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Rose City Drug, just south of the Rose City city limits at 2640 North M33, featuring a state-of-the-art, completely automated and extremely accurate computer-filled prescription process.
Here at Rose City Drug, we're a family-owned and operated for over 20 years. We offer fast and friendly service, and we always take the extra step to make sure your needs are fulfilled.
Tri-Point Connections, a church connecting to God, people, and community. Tri-Point Connections invites you to rediscover church in a relaxed, refreshing atmosphere. Join us Saturdays for fellowship and worship. Randy's Restaurant and Bakery, downtown Rose City. Freshly baked daily, cookies, breads, pastries, donuts, homemade pies, and more. Randy's has a full menu to tackle the heartiest appetite, including pizza and hand-dipped ice cream. Canyons Lakeside Resort and Marina, located on the shores of beautiful Sage Lake. Get away to their newly remodeled, beautiful bed and breakfast, or their historic 13-room hotel. Special events and activities for all ages. Call now or go online for more information on this Michigan treasure. The Michigan Magazine Museum is literally a treasure trove of Michigan art, an inspiration to all who walk through our doors. It's testimony to what one can find and experience off the beaten path. Nelson Yoder and my wife, Rhonda Stutzman, are responsible for the day-to-day operations of the museum and are constantly greeting museum guests who are amazed at what they see in both our upstairs and downstairs galleries. And there are many times the pair are told of more adventures that our Michigan Magazine camera never has recorded. The museum is both an inspiration and is inspired by our visitors. Nelson and Rhonda, along with friends and museum volunteers Aubrey and Millie Socia and Anna Luceros, often visit after the museum doors close for the day and discuss the many places in Michigan they've experienced or have been told about. This in turn gave way for the formation of day trips the group takes to places featured on Michigan Magazine and beyond. The group is considered to be goodwill ambassadors of the Michigan Magazine Museum. In their trips, they both discover new places and promote what Michigan Magazine and the museum have to offer viewers and visitors. On this edition, we're invited to tag along on one of their regular journeys, a day trip that would take us from the Michigan Magazine Museum to the Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan area and back again. Highlights would include a visit to an amazing place called Antlers Inn, where things you see would only be imagined being found in the annals of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Then to the office of an area university professor, Professor Moody, an acquaintance and friend of Nelson Yoder. It'll be an amazing visit with a professor filled with facts and lore of the area. Then our journeys will take us to an historic Indian burial ground. And finally, to the Point Iroquois Lighthouse, On this edition, we'll see exactly what one can find in their own backyard if you merely get in the old family car and head north, south, east, or west. Today, it's north. It was an early morning when we all met at the museum for coffee and a bit of off-the-cuff planning and discussion of the day's trip. Then it was into one vehicle, Nelson and Aubrey in the front seat and Millie and Rhonda in the back. I would follow along in a separate vehicle. It's amazing how, when a day trip begins like this, that soon after hitting the side road, something beckons you to pause, pull over, stop, and get out of the car. That came when the group came upon Moran Ironworks just out of Onaway. Tom Moran and his work have been regular guests in Michigan Magazine. This is the birthplace of the museum's Native American sculpture, and the home of more of the company's handiworks on display in front. That old cliche, you've got to stop and smell the flowers, really is something you should take literally in Michigan. At least stop and look at what's near your feet. It was an added treat as Nelson and the crew discovered some beautiful wildflower specimens as we were loading up to continue our journey. Well, soon we were crossing the impressive Big Mac Bridge and making our way further north to one of Michigan's most historic cities, Sault Ste Marie. We followed signs to the Valley Camp and the Tower of History, which of course were both featured on Michigan Magazine. Then, just a stone's throw, we came upon our destination, Antlers. What an amazing place. We were greeted by owner Dan Kinney, who began to tell us the story of this unusual piece of Americana that his family has owned for many, many years.
We acquired the Antlers in 1948. My uncle, Harold, a retired policeman from Detroit, and his brother, my grandfather, Walt Sr., first started it. It was an ice cream parlor, but it was shut down because of the bootleg bar that was down underneath.
Oh, I see.
And I suppose nobody would have known about it, but whoever was doing the books was claiming $900 a month while selling 1 quart of ice cream. The world's most expensive ice cream, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But, so they got shut down. My uncle and grandfather came in and they started it up, and it was, at first it was a bar. You had a lot of interesting people come around. They had the bells and whistles to go off when somebody bought a round of drinks.
That's what I heard just a few moments ago. Didn't everybody hear that? A bunch of bells and whistles going off. This is a tradition, isn't it?
Yes, it scared me.
How do you get that instigated? What does somebody have to do to pull it?
They ask us.
And then you pull it?
And then we'll do it, yeah. They'll say, yeah, we have a birthday or an anniversary.
It's not $10 a pull.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We'll say happy birthday so-and-so or happy anniversary, congratulations on your wedding, or whatever you happen to want us to say.
We come in here and we also see many mounts, animals on the walls. This is a new section of your
Yes, it is.
But in the other one, the one that's the original section, you've got quite the menagerie there. Tell us about that, how that came about.
My grandfather was a hunter, my uncle was a hunter, my dad's a hunter, I'm a hunter. And we just been collecting since they opened the building, and a couple of the white-tailed deer that are in there were caught at our hunting camp. And but a lot of the animals, we've been to Missouri to auctions, we've been to Texas to auctions, we've been to Springfield, Missouri to the Bass Pro Shops, where we did some business with them, and just we've had a lot of people donate some stuff to us and sell us some various horns and things, and it's been a lot of fun collecting over the years.
How long has it been called Antlers?
Since 1948, when my grandfather and uncle opened the business.
Okay, I heard some rumor before that it was referred to as Blood and Bucket, or a bucket of blood or something.
It was, well, actually, they called the ice cream parlor the Bucket of Blood. Why, I don't know, but...
Way back, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So this building is the original building in that section over there?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And it was built, you have any idea when it was built?
No, I really don't. I know it's close to 100, if not just a little over.
So you pretty much grew up in this business here. I mean, when you were a little tyke, you probably sauntered over into the restaurant and had yourself a meal or two when you were there. Yeah. A lot of, I bet you meet a lot of people too from all over the country.
Oh yes, definitely. We had a couple come in and tell us that their neighbors in England told them if they ever came over to the States, they had to come to a little town called Sault Ste Marie and come to the Antlers for dinner. It's a unique experience.
Yeah.
And we've had people from New Zealand, and I will never forget, we had a table of people from Japan come in. Just a bunch of guys. They sat down at a table, started doing the bells and whistles. Before we could tell them what was going on, they got up, ran out, and never came back.
Well, by doing so, that group missed some wonderful food. Delicious, one-of-a-kind entrees were featured on the menu, along with a fresh buffet and salad bar. Antlers is quite the dining experience, with amounts above seemingly keeping an eye on each and every patron. There was the unusual and bizarre within the walls of Antlers, from an actual two-headed calf to the more questionable and creative mounts of a baby Bigfoot, a jackalope, and a fur-bearing fish. There were lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Besides the Michigan Magazine Museum Ambassadors of Travel, today's other guests came from throughout the entire state. That day, we had the opportunity to meet many Michigan Magazine viewers who were surprised to see us in this little corner of Michigan. Many others have discovered Antlers and have made it their own little refuge, from the famous to the average Joe and Jane. We soon had our fill of Antlers' delicious cuisine and were ready to head out onto the next destination. Meanwhile, join us on future editions of Michigan Magazine as we continue this day trip in Michigan's eastern Upper Peninsula. That's all the time we've got for this edition. We'll check in with you right here next week on RFD or online at MichiganMagazine.com. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you here next week. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. You'll find delicious food and fun at Timber Steakhouse, East County Line Road, South Branch, Michigan. You'll find delicious steaks, pizza, and a full menu with the best food in the north. Enjoy the fine food and karaoke fun at Timber Steakhouse, County Line Road, South Branch. 33 Motorsports Park, family racing fun for all ages and skill levels. 3 tracks located on M33 in Oscoda County. Come watch or join in the action all year long, developed for motorcycles, quads, UTVs, and snowmobiles. 33 Motorsports Park. Rose Valley Winery, committed to making quality wines from locally grown cold hardy grapes. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road, Rose City. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com.